Hello my gorgeous makeup loving friends, how's it going? So today's video is just essentially using the Beauty Bay New Romantics palette and also looking at the 3 new liquid shadows that they have. Here they are. Oh, as per usual, we're doing swatches, but I'm also considering how close this is to the Sample Beauty Equalizer 2 palette. So if you want to see what they're like, what they're compared against, if you want to see face swatches, if you want to see the tutorial, and if you want to see a review, this is the video for you. Do please keep on watching. So I figured it would be interesting to compare the Equalizer 2 by Sample Beauty, which looks like this. Focus camera, and the Beauty Bay New Romantic, which looks like this. It's a similar color story, but I think there's definitely distinctions amongst them, but I wanted to kind of give an idea as to where there might be some overlap. So I'm taking the shade Day here from Sample Beauty, and I'm going to compare that to Birthday and Flamingo from the Beauty Bay palette. You can see there, I mean, that is pretty much the same sort of colour there. The shade Feeling, which is from the Sample Beauty palette, and I'm going to put that here so you can see it. And we have the shades Lingerie and Muffin in the New Romantic palette. So I want to see how they compare. Not an exact dupe, but you can kind of see you could potentially come up with the same sort of thing. This palette definitely doesn't dupe the other one, but you can see how there's a similar sort of a colour story. We have the shade Blossom in here from the Sample Beauty palette. And then we can compare that to the shade Royal from the Beauty Bay palette. Not a dupe at all. You can see the Sample Beauty one is much darker. This is a far more pinky purple. So again, you can see how they don't dupe each other exactly. We have the shade You Can from Sample Beauty, and then I want to compare that to the shade Saddle, which by the way is a terrible name in a romantic palette. Again, not a direct dupe. So initially I had thought these are very, very close, and if you had one, you probably didn't need the other. I mean, again, not saying that, you know, you necessarily need to get the Beauty Bay palette if you have the Equalizer, but you can see there is enough kind of difference there. This is Valentine from the Beauty Bay palette, just to see. Yeah, it is actually that little bit closer to the shade Blossom from the Sample Beauty. So yeah, some little bit of overlap there. We of course have a black matte that is in the Sample Beauty palette, and it's just called black. Like, it's a good, very good black. And then we have ink from Beauty Bay. Like, it's much of a much. Like, you really wouldn't be able to tell. Then we have the shade Brunch from Sample Beauty. And we have the shade Khaki from Beauty Bay. Again, you can see they're not exact dupes of each other, but if I looked at maybe Down and Myself, so this is Down, yeah, and Myself, no, not really. And yeah, I think that's it in terms of the potential shades that could be duped, because there is the shade Penny in there actually. We have Smoky Eye from Sample Beauty, and it looks like that. And then we have the shade Penny. Yeah, that's an exact dupe. That's an exact dupe. So you can kind of see there is definitely a correspondence there, but there's enough kind of differences there. Personally, if you put a gun to my head, I probably prefer the Sample Beauty 2's offering. I'm trying to see if there's any other sort of colours. Angel and Dream versus Oyster. No, there's not really any kind of overlap there. Yeah, I think that's it. That's it in terms of the kind of shades that there's some amount of overlap on. So yeah, I just thought it would be interesting to compare them to see, to help, and let's put the two of them up against each other. Definitely a similar colour story, but you know, there's still enough differences. But again, if you have one, you probably don't need the other. I'm just an idiot and buy more than I need. Don't make my mistakes. But yeah, next there is the face swatches of this. So you know you want to stick around for that. So my skin isn't settling down anytime soon. It is what it is. I have the Beauty Bay New Romantic palette here because we're romantic on this channel. Not really. This is what it looks like. I am going to do the standard thing, at least standard for me, and swatch it on my face. I also have the 3 liquid eyeshadows, and well, I mean, let's go for it and just, I was going to say destroy my face, but like, I mean, it's already destroyed. So I'm going to go into the first 5 shades. We have Vanilla, which doesn't even show up on me because I'm that white. Birthday. Oyster, which is not sexy, it's just kind of gross. Flamingo, Daniela, it's there for you. And Lingerie. Well then. Already I can kind of tell just from swatching, the formula seems to be a bit different in terms of the shimmers. As to how they compare to, say, the Book of Magic. They're not as putty-like, because there were, ooh, I mean, look at that. Focus, focus, that is, oh, I mean to say. Anyways, let's get into it. We have Milkshake, because it brings all the boys to the yard. Chintz. What on earth is a chintz? Am I like really old and just don't understand something? Oh, that's pretty. Claret. Not a clarinet. A claret. Claret. We are very, very cultured here. Don't know what that was about. Queen. Oh, I want to smear my body in that one. Ho ho. And Smoothie. Because I'm so smooth. I know. I'll be honest with you, it's difficult being this cool. And then next 5, so it's obviously, it's a 20 pan palette, you know, fast math, very red toned, reminds me a little bit of the Colour Drain Queen of Hearts. We have Penny, cover up my spots, Embers, or Pimples if, you know, you're American, Raspberry, which is so weird because we pronounce it as raspberry, but it's raspberry. Very strange. Mars, sorry, I'm in a weird mood today. And Royal, I shall rule my oaths as though I am part of the gentry. Don't know what. Such an attractive face. And here we see Teresa having some sort of an emotional breakdown. Why not? Why not? And the last 5, much more deeper tones here. We have Muffin. Don't know how I feel about that as a name. We have Muffin. We have Khaki. We have Saddle. What has that got to do with romance? Is it like I've gotten back in the saddle? Probably shouldn't refer to your romantic partner as being the saddle. Just saying. I kind of want to boop this on my nose. It's happening. Valentine. Oh God. I just see myself in the viewfinder and I look utterly insane. Yeah. Okay. And then we have Ink. That's the whole the whole palette. These are getting more and more absurd, guys. Like, if this is a cry for help, this is an official cry for help. I also got the 3 liquid eyeshadows. This one, do they even have the names on them? Very hard to see. Oh, this is Sardonyx. Okay, so let's try that one. Let's pop it on the cheek. Yeah, I have to say I've really liked their liquid kind of formula so far. And then we have, what is it? Carnelian. I can't English today. I can't read. Oh, I like that one. That's nice. That is very nice. And then the last one we have is Morganite, which makes me just think of, you know, Morgan, like Ryland's sister, Morgan. Like I know them that well. They wouldn't know me. Morganite. I just find it so funny that there are people out there that you know, and you know them so well because they let you into your life, like into their lives, and then they wouldn't know you. That's it. I hear Darcy crying. I'm sure this face will soothe him. You can tell I haven't been sleeping very well. Look at those dark circles. I look like a corpse that somebody has just gone into the mausoleum, because apparently I'm in a mausoleum, and has defiled by putting swatches all over them. Anyways, I don't know what it is that I'm going to do to my eyes, so that's the next part of the video. Keep watching. So I'm hoping we can recreate the look on this eye. I am using this Jessup 223 blender, and I'm going into the shade Ink, which is that lovely black shade. Quite pigmented, so you don't need a lot of it. Don't like go trigger happy on this. So I'm just kind of outlining the eye there, just smacking it on, you know? Not with any sort of precision or accuracy. No, no. Remember, that is not what this channel is about. I mean, I'm not really sure what this channel is about, but if you know, down below, could you please let me know? Taking the same brush again and being a lazy bee and going into the shade Claret. So it's this shade here, and essentially all I'm doing is just stamping it over some of the black and kind of going a little bit beyond that. Don't worry, I'll blend it later. That's future me's problem. And just kind of smacking it there. Probably taken on way too much pigment onto my brush, but sure, look. Whatevs, it's all fine. It's only makeup. It doesn't have to be serious. And then same brush again, I'm going into the shade Smoothie. I really don't know why it is that I was talking like that. That was really weird. I apologize. And I'm just going to pop that there and then bring that down to there. So again, just kind of stamping it on for the moment, and then I'll blend everything. Or at least that's the hope, because it kind of turned out okay on the other eye. Yeah, that'll do. I have this, I think it's a Suva, no, it's an Anastasia Beverly Hills brush. It's the A26, and I'm going to go into Smoothie again. So that's the last shade that we were talking about, and I'm just kind of smacking it on and just blending. Not with any sort of great precision or anything like this. I'm doing a live later on my channel today as I'm filming, like not obviously today as I am uploading. So that was the past, but it's technically the future. I love how time works. It's all so relative, isn't it? Very strange. So yeah, that's blended pretty nicely. And then I'm going into Claret again, so working my way backwards. I'm just stamping that and then just kind of, again, blending. Are we that surprised? Oh, I mean, if I looked at my old eyeshadow game, not that it was even really a game, it was a fail, let's be real. Did I know what blending was? No. Were there harsh lines? Absolutely. Like, oof. Oof, oof, oof is the word. And that doesn't look bad. And then into Ink. And just smash that there. And then you don't need a lot of the black. You really don't want to put too much on there, because it will just go a bit bananas. My beautiful friend Rebecca, I know, has already done a review of this, and it's on her channel. I haven't looked at it yet because, well, I wanted to be able to form my own impression of this before I looked at it. And I know we tend to kind of have quite similar views on things, so I was like, oh no, probably not a good idea to look at hers, because it'll totally not mess with your head, but it'll impact how you feel about it. I'm gonna take the black and the Claret again and just kind of smoosh together just to try to blend those a little bit better so there isn't as harsh of a line. And then I'm just taking this brush here. It's from, I think it's a Juvia's Place, and I'm going into the shade, ooh, excuse me, Chintz, which I really don't know what that has to do with romance. What is a chintz? I know I could look it up myself, but that does require effort, and I'm horribly lazy, if you didn't know. Yeah. So the Welsh twins, well, I say the Welsh twins, it was Robert Welsh put a thing onto his Twitter the other day looking for a psychologist for some podcast that they're doing, and they wanted somebody who knows stuff about behaviour, and I was like, I'm a behavioural psychologist, so I put my name forward. Obviously didn't get it. Not bitter at all. No, I don't mind, obviously. I'm taking Claret and Smoothie and just popping that up there towards the top. Going backwards and forwards. Don't really know what I'm doing. But yeah, it's kind of sucked that I couldn't do it, but like whatevs. Like, I'm really looking forward to who they got on. Taking Chintz here and just smacking that again on top. But I'm really looking forward to see who they have got and see what it is that they're talking about, because I know it was kind of hinted that they're going to be talking about essentially cyber psychology. So it's they didn't expressly say cyber psychology, but they said behavior and then social media. So I was like, okay, so that's cyber psychology, which I actually lecture on. So my plan is to, I'm just popping this brush into the concealer bottle. I cannot, for the love of anything, whatever the phrase is, for love nor money, seem to get the stopper out of that. So it is what it is. And I'm just gonna apparently put a chunk of concealer down. Whoopsies. Oh well, it is what it is, and I'm just gonna pop that there. Don't need any more, my lord. But I'm planning on doing a kind of response video to what they have done, just to kind of give my thoughts, my opinions, where I agree, where I might disagree, and potentially expand on the topic further, because I'm sure they probably won't go into things too much at length because it would be, difficult. So I might expand on some of the points that they've discussed. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. I'll still do it anyway, just because I'm that sort of a person. The liner that I used was this Suva Balm AF. I'm going to use the Morganite liquid eyeshadow and just pop it on there. Probably shouldn't put it on directly onto concealer, but sure, look, whatever. I do what I want. I'm a renegade. A rebel without a cause. Also, I love that I just talked about the Welsh twins and I did prime with concealer. Whoopsies. I regret nothing. I mean, I regret lots of things in my life, but probably not that. That wouldn't make it onto the top 10. Wouldn't it be funny though if using concealer as like an eye base was like one of your top 10 regrets in life? Like, my love, you have not lived. You need to get out a little bit more. So I had originally started off with this 237 brush to attempt to put on these shades, but actually I found if you've like a silicone type 1D thing, it works a little bit better. Finger works best, but I just want to be able to get into the tops and so like where the corner is, so I will be mixing it up. I'm going into a raspberry. Yeah, and just gonna pick that there. God, I've taken a lot of that on there. Oh well. And just smack that on and attempt to bring it up. I will probably go over the liner again just to give it that extra bit of precision. Then same brush again, same little wandy thingy again, and I'm going into green because why not? And yeah, just pop that there and pop that on top. Harder to get the pigment from that one, it seems. Build that up. It's a pity the formula is different from, the mattes are lovely, I will say. The formula is different in terms of the shimmers as to how they executed it on just going to wipe this off. Maybe that'll make a difference. As to how they executed it on the Book of Magic and the Sunset Horizons. So obviously I'll try it with the finger again, just to pop that on top. Whatever, don't worry, I'll be blending apparently. And I'm taking this again, this side, not the other side. This is, by the way, a NYX thing. And I'm going into Valentine, which I have put a load of black shadow on. Whoopsies. Oh well. Not a big issue though. And just smack that on there. Again, going in with my finger because I'm gross. That's what she said. Oh my god, I'm just a child today. I don't know what's wrong with me. And I'm just taking this E36, it's a Sigma brush, and I'm going to blend here. And there we go. Just attempt to kind of bring it onto Morganite a little bit more. I might actually put a bit more of Morganite down because I think it needs an extra layer to kind of get it to really pop. I'm just going to pick up a little bit of that shade Raspberry. You'd think I'd remember it. It's one of the few shades I bloody used. And just kind of go between them. Probably shouldn't do it when the liquid is still on, but like meh, hasn't dried down yet. Oh well. First world problems. And then I'm gonna take a mix of Raspberry and Queen and just mesh between the two of them because meh, whatever. And then finally I have this brush here. It's a Spectrum B11 and I'm going to take Valentine and ink and just pop those there and swishy swishy. Again, just kind of blending with it, or at least attempting to blend. Yeah, it's definitely much brighter on this side than it is on that eye. Just shows what you use as a base and how you use it. It just really impacts things. And I couldn't be bothered to do anything about it. I'm not in that form. I'm not in that frame of mind. I'm taking this A26 and I'm going into the shade Claret and Smoothie. And I'm just gonna pop them like here like this. I know, so precise. Don't worry, you'll get there too. Just gonna vaguely blend. The vague blends. All about the vague blends here. I mean, there's something about, you know, once you pop a pair of lashes on and it just kind of seems to solve everything, doesn't it? I put a lot of pressure on lashes to solve my problems. I'm using the Suva liner again, the Balm AF, and I'm just going to go over this because I think it needs that little bit of extra pronouncement. So then it's just super, super simple. I have these little hearts that I got from Amazon. I will link it below and I just pop them around there. I used this, was it the LA Girl? Yeah, the LA Girl Shockwaves Neon Liner in Fiery on the lower lash line, and then just popped on a pair of lashes. But that's it. That's that's the look. It's super simple. I know you guys can do better, but I'm in a funk and this is what it is, so deal with it. I don't know. Anyways, we'll see what it all looks like once it's all put together. So I'm back. I did the rest of my face, obviously. This is the finished eye look. I'm going to zoom you in now so you can see what it looks like. So this is it. I mean, it's pretty friggin' simple. I'm taking off the glasses so you can see it a bit better. Yeah, I mean, you can see how one eye is definitely brighter than the other. That's just down to the concealer, nothing else. Yeah. So, what are my thoughts on this palette? It's pretty good. I don't think it's quite up to the usual standards of Beauty Bay. The shimmers aren't quite what I would have gotten from Beauty Bay in the past. That being said, I think it's a pretty darn good palette. Do I think you need this if you have the Sample Beauty Equalizer too? No. No, I don't. I think if you have the Equalizer too, you probably have more options. If I had to choose between the two of them, I would say go for the Equalizer. I would give this a solid 7 out of 10. It's not bad. Now, when it comes to the liquid shadows, they're pretty good. They perform nicely. You do need kind of 2 layers to get it to come up, so it is what it is. I would give those maybe a 7 out of 10. Do I think you need to buy these when you have this? No, because actually you can kind of see that the colours are pretty darn close to each other. They kind of dupe each other. So go for one or the other. But that's it. That's the end of this video. Do please like, comment and subscribe. Do please share, because sharing is caring, unless of course it's an STD, in which case, you know, wrap it up. Don't be gross. But that's it. That's the end of the video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.